have been thinking a lot about this course that I would like to teach over the course of the last year or so since we first started to brainstorm. Like, how do you take the teachers that you're all teaching and help all of you go forth and multiply in the world, which requires all of you actually taking it serious and building a business of your own and building your own community, whether it's in person or online. And that is my background. I would call myself more of a retired meditation teacher. However, I'm still collecting the fruits of my past labor in the form of passive income from all the work I did do in the meditation world. And the way that I teach meditation now is more through business and golf coaching, because I'm a pro golfer as my passion hobby. So this building your business meditation is something I've been thinking about. The idea of the course is that it would be 6 months. So we would meet for a work session once a month, and you would have a bunch of tasks and homework that you would imply and integrate so that you could take the next steps so you're ready for the next session a month later. I tried to narrow down, but what my goal for all of you by the end of the 6 months is that you have a beautiful website, that you have the beginning of your own audio meditation library, and that you have a regular teaching schedule that is paying you money. And that would be a regular teaching schedule, both online and in person, because I really value and believe in the power of growing something in your local hub, so that when you're out in the grocery store, your meditation community sees you. It's like you build this network and these relationships. And I'll get into it in a second on why that's a belief of mine. So just a few milestones on my meditation side of things. I taught more than 500 in-person workshops between 2009 and 2012. I did spiritual adventure retreats where we'd mix high adrenaline activities with meditation, plant medicine, and all sorts of wonderful excursions in South America, Mexico, Canada, the US. We did, I think we did about 6 over the course of 3 years. And those were extremely magical. And then I went on to, in 2000, at the end of 2011, after a retreat, I decided I wanted to teach less and get my work online. And it felt like, I felt like I was being called to do other things than teach meditation for whatever reason. But it also felt like I wanted to, I didn't want to just walk away from teaching meditation. So I committed to a multi-year process of putting everything, all of my work online and building a robust meditation library. Over the course of several years, I produced 48 high-quality mastered tracks, each one with custom composed music. And my goal was to have world-class audio quality with our audio meditations. And when we first got started, at the time for me, Mindvalley was the company that I wanted to produce and host our meditation tracks. I applied for Mindvalley's meditation app 5 times, and they turned me down until the last time when we really upgraded all the quality, and then I ended up being the #1 guy for about 6 years straight. And that has been one of the sources of revenue that pays monthly. And so I've gone on to forge multiple licensing contracts. I've been hired to create custom meditation tracks that pay extremely well when companies come to me to say write and produce something for them. And the meditation income, it pays me monthly, quarterly, and annually, depending on the different income streams. And so that's been something that I've become more savvy in. And then through all the work I did in the meditation space, I've gone on and worked with thousands of entrepreneurs, mostly independent educators, meditation teachers, yoga instructors, holistic practitioners, conscious marketers, people trying to do good things in the world. And I've been teaching for the last 6 or 7 years how to build online courses, basically do what I did, build produce high quality audio meditations, video content. Basically transformational media has been my bread and butter. And then we got to work together here and build the Mighty Network community that you're all a part of now. So the 6-month course, I'll just touch over what each month I'm thinking, and I'm open to feedback and suggestions because it's not written in stone yet, but I feel like this is the best path. Month 1 would be about building your foundations. So I've had a mantra for 17 years as an entrepreneur, and it's just helped me to constantly move the ball forward, and that's been to schedule your success. So we'd focus the first month on really building out your ideal meditation teaching schedule, your work schedule, understanding the importance of teaching online versus teaching in person and what your balance point's going to be with those, figuring out what your business and pricing model is, and helping you to just identify what makes you unique as a meditation teacher so that that can be communicated. And then we'll move into month 2, which would be about building your brand and your website. So for this one, I'm actually going to be bringing in one of the branding experts that I work with. Her name is Claudia, and she has been doing this type of work. She's also a yogi. She's done 500 hours of teacher training, and her company's called The Inspired Brand. So she would be supporting through a branding boot camp where you really clarify your uniqueness, you figure out the design that you want, and then we'll be giving you, you'll have the opportunity to use a template, a website template that'll have, the basics of your about page, a calendar of events page, an audio meditation library page that would all be templatized with some tutorials on letting you set it up and make it your own. And by the end of that month, you'll have your website up, you'll have your teaching schedule available for people to book in and come to your classes and to start listening to the audios that you have. Month 3 will be around audio. So we're going to be talking about the power of audio this day and age, understanding what makes a great audio experience versus what makes a low quality audio experience. We'll be giving our go-to gear lists so that you can start purchasing your production gear immediately, ranging budgets between $500 to $2,500. You'll be going through a creative writing process where you start to write your audio meditation scripts and plan out your first 12 audio tracks that you're going to produce. And then you're actually going to produce them by the end of the month. You'll be able to start uploading those to your new website. And then the 4th month, once you have your website built and you have a teaching schedule and you've got your first audio tracks being built and you're starting to actually create something that feels tangible and real, we're going to move into how do you grow your audience and income. I'm somebody, I left social media 5 years ago. My business has grown every single year since leaving social media. I'm a strong believer in relationships, one-to-one relationships, small group relationships. I live on a small island. I'm a very village-minded person. And so the way that I'll teach marketing is different than what a social media person is going to be teaching. Social media is fine if you really love it, but if you don't love it, there's a lot of other ways that you can grow an audience and build income. So I'm going to be teaching you the ways that I create awesome partnerships. I'm going to be teaching you all about licensing. How do you license your content? What apps are available for licensing your content? There's a lot of meditation apps that if you start recording a library, you can start to license that stuff out to multiple places. As I said, I made 48 meditation tracks. Those tracks are on, I think, 7 or 8 different apps. I make money on all of those apps. So you can multiply your efforts. It's kind of like cloning yourself across the internet. So I'll be teaching you how to do that, difference between non-exclusive and exclusive, get you start to thinking creatively about how do you get people to hire you to create custom audio stuff for their apps or for their workshops or for their retreat center, and then just to grow it from there. So then that we're intending that month 4 will happen in July, and then August we're gonna break because everybody needs a holiday in August to enjoy that weather, at least up here in the Northern Hemisphere. And then the last 2 months, The September-October sessions will be they'll be Q&A based, but you'll write in your questions ahead of time so I can prepare the classes based on what you all want. If you all went through the steps of creating your schedule, building your website, producing some audio content, and starting to implement a marketing plan, then by the time we get to the fall, you're probably going to have a lot of questions. You're going to be ready to dig in more. So those will be more of customized lessons based on whatever the group needs. And I'll offer coaching to everybody that's there in the sessions. So by the end of this 6 months, if you're able to, between sessions, over the course of the month, probably put in 20 hours of actual work, recording, editing, uploading, building your website, all that sort of stuff, then you should be making consistent income with a strategy, a long-term strategy that you can grow into. Because building your meditation business, unless you're one of the lucky ones, you're probably not going to make six figures in your first 6 weeks or 6 months. But we can set you on a path where you can start playing the game of beating your last month's record, and you can start to build a community around your body of work, and also just spread what is happening here. And my intention is that there's a whole bunch of you that are starting to produce this big, beautiful body of work. And so I want to help you all skip the growing pains that I went through for a lot of years and bypass all that stuff and start creating world-class stuff straight out of the gate. Because 97%, I think we can all agree, of what's on the internet is low tier quality. The production quality is not great, or the teachings aren't as awesome as they could be, or they're not well thought through or scripted. And so all of these things are going to just support you to do your work better, so that you can get up to that 3% range and have really world-class content and experiences for your people. It seems like there's a lot of interest for this course, and I would be so excited, and I feel like it would be a part of my just going back and reaching back to my past self that struggled hard for all those years of building my online teaching stuff, because it was a grind, and there was a lot of hustling and figure things out. But along the way, I made I had a lot of successes, and it's ended up becoming, it's been this beautiful legacy body of work that I produced 7-8 years ago. And every year the money just keeps coming in, which was my intention at the time. Was like, I want this work to live on, and I want to move on, and mission accomplished. So hopefully I can support through all the lessons that I learned on that journey.